The creatine side effect nobody talks about. Everyone talks about creatine like it's some kind of perfect supplement. More strength, better workouts, faster progress. And to be fair, a lot of that praise is well earned. Creatine is one of the most researched supplements in the world, and it genuinely helps many people train harder and recover better. But there's one side effect almost nobody talks about, not because it's dangerous or rare, but because it's commonly misunderstood and poorly explained. When this side effect shows up, people often assume something is wrong. They panic, overthink it, or worse, quit creatine entirely, even though it's actually doing its job. The problem isn't creatine itself, it's the lack of context around what's happening inside the body. Today, we're breaking down this overlooked creatine side effect in a simple, honest way, so you understand what's normal, what's not, and why quitting too early is usually the wrong move. But, before we begin, drop your name and the city you're watching from in the comments below. Alright, let's dive into it. Number 1. It messes with your expectations. The biggest side effect of creatine actually starts in your head, not your body. Most people go into creatine expecting it to feel like caffeine, a sudden rush of energy, an instant pump, or a dramatic change in how they feel during a workout. So, when they take it for a few days and nothing obvious happens, disappointment creeps in fast. That mental letdown is where the real problem begins. Creatine doesn't work like a stimulant. You don't feel it kick in. Instead, it works quietly behind the scenes, slowly saturating your muscles with more stored energy. This process takes time, usually 1 to 3 weeks of consistent daily use. During that window, your body is adjusting, loading up its energy reserves, and preparing for better performance later. But because there's no instant feedback, many people assume it's doing nothing. That assumption becomes the side effect. People start skipping doses, second-guessing the supplement, or quitting entirely right before creatine would have started delivering noticeable benefits. Strength gains feel small at first, recovery improvements are subtle, endurance increases show up gradually, but those small changes add up fast once saturation is reached. The irony is that creatine often fails, not because it doesn't work, but because expectations are wrong. When you stop looking for instant sensations and start focusing on consistency, performance trends, and recovery over time, creatine suddenly makes sense. The real danger isn't creatine disappointing your body, it's unrealistic expectations convincing your mind to quit too early. Number 2, the scale suddenly goes up. The bathroom scale becomes your worst enemy the moment creatine enters the picture. You step on it expecting progress, and instead, the number jumps up a kilo or 2. Instantly, doubt sets in. Many people assume they're gaining fat or doing something wrong, when in reality, this is one of the most misunderstood effects of creatine. Creatine pulls water into your muscle cells, not under your skin and not into fat tissue. This extra water improves muscle hydration, leverage, and energy production. In simple terms, your muscles are becoming better fueled and better prepared to perform. That added water has weight, so the scale reacts before your strength, endurance, or physique visibly changes. The problem isn't the weight itself, it's the interpretation. When people fixate on the scale, they miss the bigger picture. Clothes may fit the same or even better, workouts feel stronger, and recovery improves. But none of that shows up on a scale number, so fear takes over. That fear causes people to quit creatine early, right when it's starting to work. This is the real side effect. Letting a tool meant to track progress sabotage it instead. Creatine doesn't make you fat. It makes muscles more hydrated and functional. The scale is measuring water, not failure. If you judge creatine by performance, strength, and how your body feels, the confusion disappears. The scale tells one small story. Your body tells the real one. Number 3, you feel bloated at first. Your stomach might complain before your muscles celebrate, and that can be frustrating if you're not expecting it. Some people start creatine and quickly notice bloating, a heavy feeling in the gut, or mild stomach discomfort. That's often enough to make them assume creatine doesn't agree with them. But in most cases, this reaction has nothing to do with creatine being bad for your body. The issue is usually dose and timing. Taking large scoops, doing aggressive loading phases, or swallowing creatine all at once can overwhelm your digestive system. Creatine draws water with it, and when too much hits your stomach at once, it can cause temporary discomfort. Your muscles aren't the problem, your gut is just trying to keep up. The good news is that this side effect is easy to fix. Lowering the dose to 3 to 5 grams per day, spreading it out, or mixing it thoroughly in warm liquid often solves the issue within days. Many people who thought creatine wasn't for them realize it works perfectly fine once they slow things down. This is why blaming creatine itself misses the point. The supplement isn't the problem, the approach is. Your body needs time to adapt, just like it does with any change in nutrition. When digestion settles, the benefits show up where you want them: better strength, better recovery, and better performance. Sometimes patience is the most underrated supplement of all. Number 4, you forget to drink enough water. This is where small mistakes feel big, especially when you don't realize what's actually happening. Creatine changes how your body handles water by pulling more of it into your muscle cells. That's a good thing for strength, endurance, and recovery, but only if you're drinking enough fluids to support it. When hydration drops, the effects can show up fast. Headaches, muscle cramps, dizziness, or that flat and tired feeling often get blamed on creatine itself. In reality, these are classic signs of mild dehydration. Creatine didn't cause the problem, it simply exposed it. Your body now needs a bit more water than before, and if you don't adjust, symptoms appear. This is especially common for people who already drink very little water, train in hot environments, or rely heavily on coffee and tea. Caffeine can mask thirst signals, making it even easier to fall behind on hydration. As a result, creatine gets unfairly labeled as the villain. The fix is surprisingly simple. Drink consistently throughout the day, not just around workouts. Add a pinch of salt, or include electrolyte-rich foods if you sweat a lot. Once hydration is corrected, most people notice those side effects fade quickly, sometimes within a day or two. This warning isn't about fear, it's about awareness. Creatine works best in a well-hydrated body. When you support it properly, it becomes one of the most reliable and comfortable supplements you can use. Number 5, lab tests suddenly look scary. This one causes unnecessary panic, and it happens more often than people realize. Creatine can raise creatinine levels in blood tests, and creatinine is a waste marker doctors commonly use to assess kidney function. Seeing that number go up can sound alarming, especially if no one explains why it's happening. But an increase in creatinine from creatine supplementation does not automatically mean kidney damage. Creatinine is created when creatine breaks down in the body. So, when you supplement with creatine, it's completely normal for creatinine levels to rise slightly. That rise reflects intake, not injury. The problem starts when blood work is reviewed without context. If your doctor doesn't know you're taking creatine, the results can look confusing or even concerning at first glance. This is where the real side effect shows up: misunderstanding. People panic, assume the worst, and quit creatine immediately, even if they feel stronger and healthier otherwise. In some cases, they leave worried about their kidneys when nothing is actually wrong. The solution is simple but important: communication. Always tell your doctor if you supplement with creatine before blood tests. That one detail completely changes how results are interpreted. For healthy adults using normal doses, research consistently shows creatine is safe and does not damage the kidneys. This warning isn't about hiding supplements or ignoring labs. It's about avoiding fear caused by missing information. When everyone has the full picture, creatine stops looking scary and starts looking exactly what it is: a well-studied, manageable supplement when used responsibly. Number 6, you feel stronger faster than your joints. Your muscles upgrade before the rest of your body does, and this is where many people get tripped up. Creatine works by increasing the energy available inside muscle cells, allowing them to contract harder, recover faster, and adapt more quickly. Strength can improve sooner than expected, especially if you're consistent. The problem is that muscles aren't the only tissues involved in movement. Joints, tendons, and ligaments adapt much more slowly, particularly as we get older. This creates a mismatch. You feel stronger, so you lift heavier, move faster, or push through more reps than before. But your connective tissue hasn't caught up yet. That's when knee stiffness, shoulder aches, elbow discomfort, or general joint soreness can show up. It's easy to blame creatine when this happens, but creatine isn't damaging anything. It's simply revealing weak links you already had. The real side effect here isn't injury, it's impatience. Skipping warm-ups, rushing progress, or ignoring recovery becomes more tempting when strength rises quickly. After 40 or 50, that impatience costs more than it used to. Tendons need blood flow, gradual loading, and rest to strengthen safely. They don't respond well to sudden jumps in intensity. This is why warming up properly matters more when using creatine. Light sets, mobility work, and controlled movements protect joints while letting muscles do their job. Recovery matters too: sleep, rest days, and not training at maximum effort every session. Think of creatine as turning up the engine power. If the suspension isn't ready, you don't floor it right away. Respect the timeline, let connective tissue adapt, and creatine becomes a powerful ally, not a problem. Number 7. You expect it to replace effort. This one sneaks up on people because expectations quietly get out of control. Creatine is powerful, no doubt about it, but it's not magic. It doesn't create discipline, fix poor sleep, or undo weeks of inconsistent movement. When people start creatine, they often expect everything to improve automatically. More energy, more strength, better workouts, even if the rest of their routine stays the same. When that doesn't happen, frustration sets in fast. The real side effect here isn't physical at all. It's disappointment caused by unrealistic expectations. Creatine works by supporting the systems your body already uses. It helps muscles produce energy more efficiently, recover better, and perform slightly above their normal baseline. But if training is random, daily movement is low, sleep is short, and nutrition is inconsistent, there's nothing solid for creatine to support. This is especially important for people over 40 or 50. Recovery matters more, sleep quality matters more, protein intake and regular movement matter more. Creatine amplifies good habits, it doesn't replace them. Used correctly, it makes walking feel easier, strength training more productive, and recovery more reliable. Used incorrectly, it just sits in the background while nothing changes. That's why creatine works best when expectations are grounded. Think of it as a helper, not a hero. Clean up the basics first, move your body regularly, eat enough protein, drink water, and prioritize sleep. When those habits are in place, creatine doesn't disappoint. It quietly does exactly what it's supposed to do. Number 8. You underestimate how subtle it is. Creatine doesn't shout, it whispers, and that's exactly why so many people misunderstand it. The benefits don't hit you all at once, and they don't come with fireworks or instant hype. Instead, they show up quietly. One extra rep you didn't expect, a workout that feels slightly less draining, or soreness that fades faster than usual. These small wins are easy to ignore if you're waiting for something dramatic to happen. A lot of people assume supplements should feel obvious. They expect a rush of energy, a sudden pump, or a clear wow moment. When creatine doesn't deliver that kind of instant feedback, they assume it's doing nothing. That's the real side effect here, missing progress, because it's subtle and gradual. Creatine works behind the scenes by keeping your muscles better supplied with energy. That process takes time, and the results stack slowly. Over weeks, not days, those whispers add up. You train a little harder without realizing it. You recover a bit faster between sessions. You feel more consistent instead of having big ups and downs. But if you're only looking for dramatic changes, you'll overlook these improvements completely and may quit right before they become obvious. The key is paying attention to trends, not moments. Look at your workouts over a month, not a single day. Notice how your body feels across a week, not just one session. Creatine rewards patience. When you stop chasing dramatic signals and start noticing small, steady improvements, you realize it's been working the whole time, quietly, consistently, and effectively. So, here's the truth nobody really talks about. The biggest side effect of creatine isn't bloating, weight gain, or kidney myths. It's misunderstanding how it works. When used correctly, creatine is one of the safest and most researched supplements available. Most problems come from expectations, not the supplement itself. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever stopped creatine because you thought it wasn't working? Or do you want a follow-up video on creatine dosage, side effects after 50, or beginner mistakes? Drop a comment, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.